have enjoyed being here with you, and you have been such a gentleman, you and your beautiful family. And I love this room and your decorations and your dedication, because it takes a lot to get up and try to do this, to try to raise up a dead people who hate you every day. This is a very difficult job. But just know that your blessings, they're not coming after you die, because ain't no life after death. You will get whatever Allah got for you right now in this world. Even if it just ends up to be good health, you have been blessed.
Sarnetta Studios support.
Shout out to Sarnetta Studios. He's been doing a whole lot of good liberation work for our people for many decades. And we appreciate you and we love you, brother.
Sarnetta TV.
Sarnetta TV's growing. Y'all better get this knowledge. The truth be overflowing. It's like a pro-black college. It's for our fallen souls. Malcolm and Brother College. This thing is taking over. The HOK is solid.
Sarnetta TV.
If it was ever a good time that I could just roll the streets and never hold a beef, if there was ever a bad time, long as we just stick together, we could set a better tone on the streets. I know the TV's right on time. Ain't no masquerade, till no network games to play. It be the new pastime. If it was ever a good time that we could just live in peace and didn't kill our peeps, ain't no more walking around blind. Ain't no stopping, it's the consciousness that dropping's helping people to see. If we could live in the sunshine without being a slave, free from all stress and hate, would that be the last sign?
Sarnetta TV.
You good. You good. Some powerful information going on in a minute. Talk to us, brother, about the conscious community, man. You already know, it's an attack on the conscious community, brother. So when you hear these attacks coming at our people, man, what do you think about that, brother?
First of all, I want to say shalom, hotep, salam alaikum, peace, Irie to everybody out there. You know me, King Simon, promoter for years and producer for years. Just happy to be here. And look, everybody is conscious as far as I'm concerned. Those that are listening and watching this television show, they are conscious too. So they can't, if you fighting the consciousness, then you fighting yourself in actuality. And that's why I always respect what Khalid said, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. And when this enemy come after us, they don't care if you got hotepin, if you salamin, you shalomin, whatever you saying Irie or Rastafari, they coming after you because you are original people. Done deal. That's it. That's how I stand. Y'all know I stand with unity and about the unity of all, so that's how I'm working. Make sure y'all call in if you want to ask questions of the sister, because she get prepared. Sister Shaharazad Ali is here after 15 years. So we're going to be at the National Black Theater tomorrow, live and direct. Doors open at 2 p.m. The event starts at 3 p.m. We got Sister Abundance Child. We got Sister Keisha from the UAM going to be there. And we got the violinist, the one, the only poet and violinist, the one, the only Dread Black. And Narubi Sela said she's going to pass through. So that's good. I can't wait. And hopefully Sarnetta pass through and make his superstar appearance.
We can't assume that everyone is conscious, especially on YouTube, because see, YouTube, we live right now, Shaharazad, we live. This is going all over the world. So, we dealing with the down south brothers and sisters. We dealing with people all over, and they are ignorant as hell. So our work, brother, we got to do a lot of work. What I got to do better is just maintain my emotion. Don't get caught up with their foolishness.
I deal with the numbers, brother. And you being born on April 6th. That's right. 6 in numerology represents balance. You got to learn to maintain your balance. Now, your Aries deal with a lot of fire and war. Right. That's war. You can't be the war. That's where you need your 6 to douse out that fire, because that's an earth number. But I deal with numerology and mathematics. I'm not putting anything else. I'm dealing with numerology and mathematics. Your math tells me straight up that you got to be careful of that fire rage that you got. That's all. And as you get older, it happens. As you get older, because we mature with age. And a lot of us do. And one thing about, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, he has taught us to always use proper handling of the people. Proper handling. He gave us a guide on how to properly handle our people. And matter of fact, in the 90s, we used to have to do sensitivity classes for the nation used to have to do sensitivity classes for the police and show them how to properly handle our people. And with your kind of energy, the things that you do and the things that we do in this neighborhood, man, and this whole society, we have to work hard. That's why Sister Shaharazad was attacked, but she was trying to keep the balance for black men and women to come together. That's all she was doing. That's all she was doing. And we just got to understand why this sister was so significant back in the late 80s into the 90s and why she is significant now. And her books are just coming right back out to rip this balance. That was on Kiss BLS? That was BLS, yeah, it was BLS.
You mean the show where I told them that
Open
it
line.
was silly for the young people to go out there marching?
That's right.
That's the one, right?
Let's talk more about that. Let's get into that. Where did that stem from? What happened with that?
Well, before I came on, he was talking with some people there about going to Selma and how the young people had been down there protesting and marching and how they had been doing that across the country. And so he asked the guests, well, what do you think that the young people got out of it? What should they have gotten out of that experience? And so they were saying, well, it was very moving and it brought us back in time and it was exciting, and they went through all of that. And so by the time they introduced me, I say, well, I'd like to chime in on that and answer that question too. I say what the young people should have learned about that was to stop doing that and don't do that no more, because it hasn't benefited us. We working with a 40-year-old business plan that the 50-year-old that they made up back then. It didn't work for them then, but it was something to do. And I was saying that now it's time for them to come up with a new paradigm. And it's not anything that the young people have to get from us old people. We don't have to pass them anything. Didn't nobody pass us nothing. Just take your idea and go forth with it and see if it works.
That's right.
Yeah, so that doesn't need to be any negotiations about passing the torch, and they don't need to get past that same ignorance anyway. They need to come up with y'all idea, something new, something different that they think may possibly work for them. But that's what I was saying. But I'm so happy to be back in New York. I had to say that I love New York, and New York loved me, and I haven't been here in so long, and so this is a blessing from Allah that I get an opportunity to come back and see a lot of people.
So let's talk about what you're going to be dealing with tomorrow. At what time, Brother?
At the National Black Theater on 5th Avenue.
National Black Theater?
Yeah, National Black Theater.
No,
brother, I'm bringing it home to Harlem. Because she sold out the Apollo years ago. I remember that. Yeah, so we going to bring it back. And
what time tomorrow?
I got it. You know me. Of course, we're going to be at the world-famous Barbara Ann Tier National Black Theater. Doors open at 2 p.m. It is actually $30 before 2 or in advance. You go to Nicholas Brooklyn, Nicholas Harlem, or Respect for Life. And if you're watching in Delaware, we over there at Abundance Child's Place at the Drop Squad Kitchen. Tickets are there. And there's also a bus trip from Philadelphia with Black and Nobel coming in. I think vans or buses are coming in. And you could just hit me up on PayPal at KingSimonProductions@gmail.com. But please hit friends and family. I want the money to come faster. I don't want all that slow money coming. I'm streaming. No, we cannot. No live streaming. I want y'all just there. I ain't streaming nothing. Okay. Or I would have called you, brother. That would have been it. But this is a rare appearance. 15 years, sister. 15 years. Even Gary Bird was happy to hear from her. Y'all know Gary Bird, WLIB. That was happy to hear from. And he treated us real well on the radio because he's very respectful. And today's his birthday, matter of fact.
What's the topic? What's she going to be dealing with today?
Oh, sister.
Well,
I mean tomorrow.
Tomorrow. What time am I speaking? About 6 o'clock?
You get on about 5:30, quarter to
About
5.
5:30.
Quarter to 6,
And how long we gonna be in the building?
I got there till 9.
Till 9. Okay, because
we got Abundance Child and Keisha, Sister Keisha.
Oh, I'm in the building.
Yeah, you know they gonna turn up the fire. Come on.
Yes, yes.
But I'll be talking about strengthening the black family. Of course, that's a subject, and just the time and what must be done. I don't always outline what I'm going to talk about, because when I do, then the radio stations pick that up and beat that topic to death. So that by the time I start talking about it, don't nobody want to hear it. So I don't always just announce what I'm going to talk about, but it'll be something that will be savory to help our people. Well, I think that the first thing we need is to come together on the commonality that we share the same ancient ancestral slave history. We keep acting like we all different and got different ideas. We're not different. We the same. We all came from the same history, and we have been impacted upon by the same enemy. And so we need to come together just based on that. We know they done messed us up. We know they hate us. We know they want to kill our man. We know they want to sleep with us and kill you. And so we need to come together just on those grounds that if we're going to survive this, we have got to be able to unify just on the fact that we got the same enemy. That should be, sufficient to give us a foundation to move forward. But most people don't ever have that kind of honest conversation. We show up like we was just born this morning. I was telling King Simon that. I said, a lot of our people are embarrassed of me when I come out. I did the Trayvon Martin trial, and we got so much comment about the fact that I was racist. You're not racist because you able to speak. That didn't make me a racist. And it don't make me a racist to identify who the enemy is. That doesn't make me a racist. And it don't make me a racist to say the black man is superior to all the men on earth. That's just the truth. That doesn't make me a racist. And plus, I don't have that kind of power. Racism is not a noun. It's a verb. It's an action. And people who practice racism are able to control the outcome of other people's success and survival. So I can't be no racist. But white people are racist because they're in charge of everything, and they're the majority population in this country.
That's why you got to get that book, Are You Still a Slave? I got that book. That's right. She bring them all. All her books are selling tomorrow.
I got that one. I got the pork book.
You got this one? How to tell if your man is gay or bisexual? I don't have that. That's a good book. Yes. No, that's actually
What
made you want to write that book right there? How to tell if your man
Well, because it was at the height of a lot of the AIDS epidemic, and everybody was talking about the brothers being on the down low. Not telling us whether or not they had been sleeping around with men and women and so forth. And so I wanted to investigate that. And the things I found out, I don't think I've heard anybody ever discuss. Because what I found out, that a lot of the brothers who were gay, they were first molested by a woman. They wasn't turned out by no man. They were turned out by a woman. And whatever that trauma is, because we live under some kind of illusion that if no matter how young a boy is, if a woman comes onto him sexually, that he likes that and enjoys that. But that's a baby. It's a little child, and they're not ready to process that type of feeling. In fact, that's another thing I'll be talking about tomorrow, that the most difficult thing for a parent today is to protect your child from premature sexual arousal, because the entire civilization is built on sex. Everything is about sex. And you can't even have, buy clothes for little girls hardly anymore, because everything has a sexual innuendo to it. And it's hard to find little party dresses and things to dress a child like a child. In fact, out in California, they have prostitutes, and then they have what they call prostitutes, which is the little girls that are 8, 9, and 10 years old out on the strip. So this is the day we're living in. And so while we out talking about voting and what they're doing in the White House and all of these other issues around the world, we need to deal right at home. That's the nucleus of the civilization. It's in the house. And I don't know why we have ever thought that we could not get along in the home and not take that out into the greater community. The outside is just a reflection of what's going on inside. So we got a lot to do. And I deal with those kind of domestic issues. Blind, deaf, and dumb to the knowledge of self, God, and the devil, self-hatred, poison animal eaters, hog eaters, just all of those kind of things. And we are separated. Don't forget, we represent a lot of different tribes. Everybody didn't come from West Africa. We came from East Africa, South Africa, North Africa, Middle Africa. So you got a lot of different tribes here, and we all got different ideas. And so it's hard to get that many people together. However, I do know this. Conditions dictate priorities. Okay? Dissatisfaction produces change. That's what the messenger said. And our people are more dissatisfied. And I'll tell you something else that I've noticed on that, and I had to toot my own horn on this. Since I did that Dr. Drew show all last year and year before, I did a lot of that with the Trayvon Martin trial and Jordan Davis trial and everything and those killings. I I talked to them white people so bad, straight to their face, and told them so many things. It has freed up a lot of black people because they talking hard to white people now on TV. They not talking like they used to a couple years ago. And I've noticed that. I said, now they saw I did that, you know. So that's what the message say. If you want somebody to do something, first do it yourself. And so that allowed me to set that kind of example that it's just the truth. It's what I believe. They talk about what they believe, so I just talk about what I believe. And they have lied to us.
Right.
So I could tell them, yeah, y'all lied to us, because that's the truth. I think we have to look at that.
Go wrong as a parent, as a parent?
I don't know how much of, I think we have to look at them the same way many of our parents looked at us. When we were wearing afros and dashikis, they thought we had lost our mind. You know, we were going around with a big comb stuck on our head with big bell-bottom pants. They was like, y'all need to stop dressing and looking like that. So I think it's just a fad. I think it's just a trend. I think it's silly. But if that's how they want to look, they can't run. I saw a brother come in the grocery store the other day, and he had to get change. He had to bend down because his pocket was down by his knee. His pants were hanging so low, he had to bend down and try to get his wallet. I said, you want me to help you, brother, or you got it? He said, I got it. I said, okay. Yeah. He couldn't get his wallet, you know. So I think that's a lot of it. I think we could be overreacting a little bit. And like children, the more you overreact, the lower they're going to wear them, you know. So I think that's part of that. Now, no child of mine could walk around me like that, but I understand what a lot of other people are picking up. And they're looking for something to do, something to that will give them a unity of that we're separate from y'all. We the youth. This is our idea. And no matter how ignorant it is, I tell you, time, they're going to have to grow up. Don't mention Rafu to me. Rafu done stole books from me. He owed me money. Yeah, tell him I said that. Yeah. Yeah, Rafu owed me some money. He want to give me a shout out. He ought to send me a check. Okay.
See, she's straight up. That's one thing I love.
I love it.
That's the beauty of it, man. So we're going to be at the National Black Theater tomorrow, 2 to 9. We got it. It's $30 before 2 o'clock, and it's $40 after. So I'm trying to get you. And if you come in 5, a group of 5 or more, not including children, it's $25. We give it a $5 discount off of everybody. Let them come on in. I got groups of people coming in. So look, just come on out and enjoy the system.
Yeah, think of this as a Beyonce concert. Think of this as coming to see LeBron. Think of this as going down buying you a pair of $150 Nikes. Think of it as something else you giving to white people. Come and give something to your own black self.
Exactly. Black-owned venue. That's
there
right.
you go.
Support Sonetta TV, too. Donate to the brother.
Right.
That's what
right.
it is. That's how
Sister,
we do it.
what really got me turned on with you is when I first got in touch with you, I saw this video of yours. And you was really going into the black woman. Breaking down how to clean yourself. You was going into her cleansiness.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said we have to be taught everything, which is why he taught us how to sit, how to stand, how to bathe, you know, how to brush your teeth.
You gotta bring that back.
Just yes, all of that, because we have young people now in the street. They stink. The girls stink. Don't know how to take care of their private parts and everything. So those things are not being taught now. So we have to, you know, get back to just basic things about cleanliness, because that's, you know, just very important to be civilized. And that's the purpose of his teachings. Islam dignified us. What he taught us, it raised us up, and it gave us a better idea. And after that, he said, take your Islam and make it work for you. And so we've all gone into different corners of the earth and did different things. And he said, you will know my people, for they will be like stars. And so he has blessed all of us in our particular area, you know, to be a star of some kind. Now, you know, some of us fallen stars, but still, you know, it's a lot of stars out here. Stars do a lot of different things, you know.
How much is Khalid Abdul Muhammad missed in your life?
Oh, I miss him. Me and Khalid used to go at it all the time, you know.
Oh, y'all used to...
Yeah, we used to travel together on tours. You know, we done all toured with everybody. Bob Law and I used to tour together, and Akbar Mine, we done all toured back over the years. We've all done a lot of, you know, great things to reach our people. And Khalid and I would be eating in a restaurant and fall out and get up and leave the table. All right? Because Khalid wanted to curse when he taught. And I told him, if you have been trained and civilized, you got the supreme wisdom, you don't have to get up there and curse and talk all savage and be uncivilized. You got women in the room, you got children in the room. What is the point of that, brother? And so we would go at it about that. You know? And that's the truth. Yeah, there's no need for that. And I spoke with Abundance Child. I was listening on the radio before she came on, and she cursed. And so I reminded her, sister, you know, you don't really have to curse to get your point across. We're trying to represent civilization. We're trying to raise up the black woman. We're not trying to get on there and, you know, act like animals and pick up language of other people who made up that's so derogatory. And I'm the mother of civilization. Queen of the universe, and so I have to represent that, and I have to stand up for that. But Khaled and I used to go at it, and I used to talk with him about his health and things like that. Okay, he rejected the truth. He ain't with us now. He could have been here talking that smack he was talking, but he just didn't do the right thing for himself. But yeah, I missed that brother. I loved him. He was a very good brother, but we did disagree on that. And several times he did things I wouldn't participate in, because I said, I'm not going out there and you out there cursing and acting all savage. You supposed to be a civilized man. You out there representing the messenger. He didn't stand for that. And so, you know, that's kind of where I come from. The messenger say, come right or not at all.
See, we got to come back. We got to come back to the black woman, man, for real.
No,
especially with her mind right.
She,
oh, man.
in defense of Sister Abundance, child, she said she didn't curse. You probably heard something different, but she did say she didn't curse. But that's what she said.
Me a lie, 'cause I heard it.
No, you might have heard something, but she said she didn't. I said I don't know. I didn't hear the whole thing.
She told me I didn't realize I did. She said, did I? She said, I didn't know I did. I said, right, because you're so comfortable with it. But yeah, you did. And she won't do that again. Now, that's not to insult her. I'm just mentioning how we can get so comfortable using bad language that we can do it without even being conscious of it. But Khaled was a man, and he was in a position of leadership, and I thought he was just setting a bad example by going out there thinking and showing the younger brothers and sisters that the only way to communicate your idea of good would be to be cursing. He was GD and this and MF and that. I said, oh, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir, no, that's not acceptable. And so we would, you know, just go at it like that. But other than that, we had some really nice times together. Okay.
And she said that. She said that. And remember, there's a lot of young people that came out of the camp of Khaled after he left. Shaharazad said he came out of. Now, I have, Khaled used to teach us about, at the FOI class, he used to teach us about a concentric circle, where there's hardcore Islam. People that's hardcore in the gutter, in the dirt, but that didn't stop them from funneling them to the code of conduct of the Nation of Islam. You don't, just because you get them in the street, don't mean they become street when they come in the mosque.
Well, that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So I'm not telling you tonight, because you're going to put this right on YouTube tonight, and they'll feel like they ain't doing it. I know you will, right? So now that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So then you can quote me, because I'm going to talk about that.
I'm going to be there for this. Make sure you're in the building for this right here.
Yes.
All right, so I hope you can talk to us about this then. A lot of the brothers that I talk to, and I'm quite sure you've seen it, King Simon, even my sisters, we always say that the black woman's mouth, she's just so angry with the black man. Why is she so bitter and angry with the black man?
Well, among all mammals, whenever the female mammals feels like she has been abandoned, and when she feels like she has been rejected and unloved, even if it's her own fault, if she has been rejected and unloved, then it turns into hostility for the mate. We have a lot of different kinds of animals and insects in the nature world, which we use to study ourselves, that, after they mate with their man, they kill him. After they mate with their man, they bite his head off. Or sometimes they'll have his children and eat all the children to get back at him. So, women do a lot of things. Females in nature do a lot of things that demonstrates that we have heartache. And the other subject I'm going to talk about tomorrow is our angry girls. Because our daughters are just, they so mad, they're so furious and brutal and savage, living a beast life on the streets, that we need to figure out some ways that we can try to help them too. So that's something else I'm going to talk about. So it's going to be very interesting, and it's going to be some new angles that we have not considered. And that's because I come from the greatest teacher that we have ever had. And those teachings are for people of all times.
That's right. So that's why tomorrow is so significant. It's also Women's History Month. Love you women out there. Sisters, come on out and enjoy yourself. I got a big up Sister Malika Ali and Brother Shambe for also accommodating us with the vehicle to help bring us from the airport, and that was a beautiful thing. She didn't have to do it, but Brownie Girl gonna be there. Her daughter got the vegan brownie. No, I grew up on that. Now. I can't wait, and that's good. She taught her daughter how to be independent. And you know what's so ironic? Her daughter born December 8th, but International Day of Brownies is December 8th, and they didn't even know that until I told them. If you Google that up, the International Day of Brownies is December 8th. And then when I found out her daughter was born on December 8th, I said, wait a minute, you know she's born on the International Brownies? And she makes the best vegan love brownies and she make it with love. They say they prayers over it. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, she number 8. Number 8 does that. Yeah, you want another one? Believe me. I remember Polite and the family used to buy like 12 and 13, say, yo, what they put in this, MSG? They used to say that, but big up to Polite because he's about making that money and doing well with the money and showing people how to make money, and other brothers from the gangs and all that to flip it money. Yes, sir.
Our people hate to see another black man make money, especially if you're doing it righteously.
But you seen what I put up on there. You seen what I put up
How
there?
you doing it? It don't matter how you doing it. If anybody get any money, and
The messenger wanted us to have good homes and land.
money, in fact, it's called money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. Freedom, justice, and equality.
Talk about that.
That's all of those things. That's what he said we were supposed to
Right
have.
now, Shaharazad, that's what me and my brother is trying to check these brothers out here right now, the sisters and everything. You know, because they hate to see us doing lectures, and they say, oh man, all y'all care about is trying to make money and sell tickets.
Well, they have turned us against that. Most of the businesses we try to open usually are non-profits. We think that that's an honorable thing. Well, ain't nobody trying to be non-profit. We need to be in for-profit businesses, okay? That's one thing, all right? That's not it. And it's what we learned in slavery. It's in our genetic makeup now, you know, and I've been saying that for years. A lot of things I've been talking about for years, they're coming around now 20 years later that people are finally putting those issues on the table and quoting me and acting like they made it up, okay? So I love that. It's all right with me because I didn't get it from myself either, okay? The messenger said we don't get nothing from ourselves. We had to be taught everything. So a lot of the behavior that we see our people practicing, especially in self-hatred, that's learned behavior. We've been hated our whole life, so what else do we know how to show but hatred? And we have envy and jealousy. The messengers say envy and jealousy destroys from within. We've seen that happen. It break up partnerships. It break up marriages. You can be envy and jealous about a lot of things, not just money. It's an idea. And once we have that idea about with the money thing, people are angry with that brother Tariq Nasheed. They mad with him because he figured out how to get some money and produce his DVDs. Now a lot of people online are attacking him and everything. We need to stop getting mad at people that know how to get money. People mad at Reverend Sharpton because they say he sold out, he got money. I don't care how much money he get from the enemy. Get all the money you can from them because they certainly have robbed us. So, you know, that don't give me no problem. Get the money however much you get. It's not enough for what we go through out here trying to support our families on the truth. That's a really hard job to do. And so we have to work with each other to give that other brother something to do so he will learn how to make him some money. See, the biggest trick the enemy played on our people was making us think you could get rich working by the hour. Okay? That's terrible. You ain't going to get no money working by the hour unless you're a slave. Okay? That's a slave wage. The other people not getting paid for what they do, they're getting paid for what they know. Okay? Right.
Are you still a slave? People that don't want us to make no money, they still slaves.
Right. And so that's what, you know, that is. And it starts to represent somebody who figured out how to do something more than somebody else. And a lot of times I've heard black people say, well, I ain't going to buy that from him because if I keep doing that, he going to have more than me.
What they said about your book back in the day? They sold.
They told me that I wrote the book just to make money.
I remember that. I heard her say that.
They've all kinds of stuff.
She made
And
too
then
much money.
I'm like, and then she doing all home marketing, and she didn't bring nobody in. Oh, just all kind of stuff. Now you know what though?
What the hell you think she made the book for? Of course.
Tell them how you allowed people to get on the stage with her.
Oh yeah, every show that I did. I had to approve the people.
She had to prove.
I was the one that generated the activity for the show. It was my idea. And so they would say, how do you want to do this? And so then I was producing a lot of shows backstage people didn't know. Even on the Dr. Drew show, I was producing a lot of them shows and putting myself out front and center. I was joining them. And so Allah blessed me to be in those kind of positions and being able, to be the ruler.
You handle yourself on them shows, though. I be seeing, I watch almost all the shows. I be seeing you. Oh man, they be trying to get at you, and you be holding
I
them
get
down.
back at them. That's right. But that's only because I have the truth. Everybody can't get on there and do that, and everybody has not. Like I said a whole new process about how to discuss things with them. I'm able to do that because I have the teachings that are Elijah Muhammad. And if you don't have that, you don't have enough strength to go on there and talk to them because you don't know what to say back when they come at you.
That's right. That's right. That's why y'all can't miss tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be at the National Black Theater in Harlem. That's right. I'm still a promoter extraordinaire. I'm not the Don King like Sarnetta, but I'm King Simon. I got to hold my own road. That's how I do. I blaze my own trails. Ask Polite. He knows the deal. So big up to them. But as all respect due, these brothers, I work with these brothers. We did an excellent debate with the Hebrews and the Kemet. And right now, all...
Like over 800 people.
But right now, see hold on. What we gonna do with this 800? That's what my next move is all about. What we gonna do with
Here's the
800?
other thing, too.
Shaharazad is raw, and she's our elder, so she get the pass.
She get the pass. She get the pass. You got a question? Got a question? Got a call in. Got a caller.
What's going on? This is Caparral. Hotel. Peace to my family.
Peace, brother Caparral.
I had a question for the Queen. I was wondering what direction should we take in to try and get these queens out there to see their full potential, to see their true potential. We're trying to work them back into the fold of ourselves, of black power. How can we get them back? We're losing a lot of them.
All right, listen up, brother.
Well, like I said, brother, you got to come tomorrow. That's my topic, and I'm not discussing that now. However, I will say this. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said if a black man got a black woman, he got $1 million. That's what he said. Okay? And I proved that true for my husband.
That's right.
All right?
That's
So,
right.
and everybody can.
That's right.
Some level of that $1 million. And so it's we have to also look at this. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the black woman is problem number 2.
Uh-oh. Guess who's problem number
Guess
one?
who problem number 1? All right? So we got a whole lot of work to do, all right, on both sides. And I can't tell the brothers what to do. I'm just a woman, but I do deal with domestic issues in regarding the sisters, which is why when people have these different DVDs and programs, they invite me. Because no matter what we're trying to do outside, it all starts with the foundation of what happens inside. That determines whether or not you even going to go out and do anything. Because if your mind is not right at home, you can't change that and flip the switch and go out there and be successful. You're going to carry that idea with you.
Now,
So,
let me ask you this. Is this real? Let me ask you this. You said something on your video before. You said, I know if me and my husband arguing, I know when to shut my mouth. I can tell by the raise of his mouth. Sometimes that don't work with other people. Like in this generation here today, that don't work. How do you make that happen? How do you make that work?
well, that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorroore. Because there are some tools.
National Black
There are
Theater,
some
March
tools.
15th.
There are some tools. Like I say, the first half.
Take him off. Put him on mute.
Yes, yeah.
The first half of what I'll be discussing will be a new definition of what our issues are. And the second half of my speech is going to be all solutions. And I've asked people to bring in their papers and pencils and smartphones and iPhones or whatever. Sell it. Don't give me none of the money.
It's National Black Theater, family.
Right.
Tomorrow, we gonna be there.
Peace and black power, brother. Where you calling from?
Man, I'm calling from Gary, Indiana. Midwest.
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother Gary, Indiana. Do you have a question for the sister?
Yes, I do. First of all, I just want to say blessings and praises to the sister. It's so funny. My wife, for the first time, told me this morning she was going to sit down and watch one thing with me today because I've been trying to study and I've been conscious for a little while. And she just turns her back and her ear to everything I say. Now, we kind of got into a little heated discussion. this morning, and she said, "I'm gonna watch something with you." And she gone now to church to a play, and I sat down here and I looked up the characters to Hidden Color 3 because I wanted Sister Shaharazad name. Yeah, Ali. I didn't know her name. So I had looked up and I was watching one of her lectures. And it was so funny because I'm subscribed to your channel. And when I looked to my subscriptions, it says she was live there today. And it hit me because I was looking for her anyway, and now she live. I just wanted to let the sister know about my struggle with my wife, trying to align myself and not make her my enemy or me her enemy, because we got family, and her reflect to me is the reflect of the family of me. So it's like really a lot of the times disrespectful in my eyes, and just disempowering, taking, so I'm trying to just reach that level. And if you just give me some type of insight to shorten this up, because I could go for an hour, but if you could just give me some type of insight to help me out a little bit, because when she come back today, we supposed to be watching something, and I'm going to sit her down. I actually got it paused, and I'm going to let her know about, we going to watch The Black Man Guide to the Black Woman.
Brother, did you get that book yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, that book is still on sale.
Right now, I be studying off YouTube, stuff like that. I'm in the condition right now. I'm on the run. I got a felony charge and all this stuff. I'm not able to work. I'm sorry, brother.
Don't say no more. You got that charge. Come on, don't say no more. You all right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm blessed, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about nothing, because even when it's my time, I know it's my time. And it ain't a lot of time. I'll be right back out, even smarter and sharper, But
we need you.
But if she could just give me, I don't care if it's just a little word of encouragement, just something, point me in the right direction so I get off on the right foot.
All right,
Yes,
listen
sir.
up, brother. Listen up.
I hear you, brother. This is what you have to remember. The average black woman in America don't get no older than about 14. So just talk to her and deal with her like you dealing with a 14-year-old. Don't come at her like you dealing with an equal, because she's not going to be able to accept that. You got to go way back. And we cut off at about 14 to 15. We don't develop and mature no further until we get some new information and accept some different information. Look at a lot of my lectures on YouTube. People have put everything I got out there just about. They rob me every day. So go and look those up and listen to some of those, and they're in short enough clips that you'll be able to get some information and be able to share that with her. Because I give it out really straight and really direct, and I give us useful tools that we can use every day like you're talking about. But if you love her, and she gonna fight against right, because that's how we have been reared by the enemy. That ain't her you fighting. You fighting the demon in her that was put in her by the enemy.
I believe that.
Yes, sir. That's who you're fighting. So it's almost like you do have to do almost your exorcism in that sense. But just remember, you're dealing with a 14-year-old. You're not dealing with an adult yet. She will get there as you work with her. But you have to be the God of that situation, and you have to be patient.
Man, bless you. I so appreciate
Yes, sir.
this
Thank you, brother.
so much. I swear. And so another man, thank you. I love you, brother, for the channel that you put out there, because we have no scene like this in the Midwest. And this is my window to y'all over there on the East Coast with this conscious situation. Sometimes I just sit and watch and look out your window sometimes while y'all go lectures, looking on the streets of New York. I just need to get up out of here because
Yes,
it's
sir.
dead here. And
Yes,
they don't
sir.
listen. So thank y'all for your time, man.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead and teach the
Thank you.
world.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Peace. Peace.
Okay, what time is it? How long I've been on here?
All right, let me ask you another question.
One
real
more
quick.
as you go.
Okay.
We're going.
Dealing with the conscious community, you yourself is a part of the conscious community. Professor James Smalls, Booker T, all of us, man, we have done so much, man. When you hear people saying things like, the hell with the conscious community, and they have never been a part of it, how does that strike you, brother? Because with all the work that you have done, I see you. You see what I do. You see? How does that make you feel when you hear people coming out attacking us and they have never been a part of nothing?
Well, brother, first of all, I've been a part of every community.
Yes, that's true.
And that's why Khaled used to say all of it come out of us. Even when they have somebody, they going after each other with Tariq and Zaza and Professor Griff. I've been a part of that life that Tariq was back in his day, and I've been a part of this life. So I can respect what the brother was saying, and I can respect what Professor Griff or Zaza and them are saying. I can expect, but what we do need to do is get off of the camera and get off of YouTube and stop talking our stuff on these media, because we know the media can be devils. This medium can be a devil. That's why the messenger always told Malcolm to watch out for them cameras. Them cameras, you got to be careful of the cameras. And he didn't listen. And why we got to go? We got to go in the back room and talk to each other and resolve things. Even in the nation, when we had a beef with a brother, we go in the back room, either we're going to slug it out, and then we come out as brothers, period.
Well, the law settles all arguments.
Law settles all arguments. And even if the law of fists, it'll settle all arguments, believe me. So I understood. And I respect all the parties that are talking about us, but they have their own. If they're watching you, brother, they're conscious in some level. They watching Sonetta TV, they're conscious of something. They can talk about the conscious community, the Hebrews, but Hebrews are conscious at some level. The Muslims are conscious at some level.
I think the other thing that we have to do is just to realize that you have to ignore that. You can't get caught by that. The messenger said, watch out for moving vehicles. Those are ideas that are coming past you that are designed to pull you back or hold you down. So you have to let that slide. You don't even have to respond to it. It's a clean glass next to a dirty glass. You just have to go forward with what you're doing. The other thing I always tell people, if you want credit, apply to MasterCard and Visa. You ain't getting no credit from nobody out here. You just have to go do what you believe and stand up for that. But you ain't got nothing coming. Your agreement is with Allah, and that's who you'll get your blessings from.
That's it.
All right, peace and black power, brother. Where you calling from?
Who that?
She getting ready to leave in a minute. We ain't got too much time.
Yeah, we got to go. It's getting dark.
Talk to me, man. What's your question?
Talk to the sister.
Yes, you on, brother.
I like to talk to this. Yeah, I want to talk to the sister. Can you please speak a little bit on our dire situation, with it being 70% of black women not being able to marry, and how we should practice taking more than just one wife in order to make things a whole lot better in our homes, such as being able to afford daycare.
Okay, Sister Shaharazad, are you a supporter of polygamy or polygyny?
That's a familiar voice.
Well, it's not that I'm a supporter of it, but since that's what y'all practice, I had to try to understand it. Okay? It ain't my idea, it's y'all idea, okay? Well, that's something else I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. Okay? So because that has to be addressed, because it is a real issue. And
there's too many of these out there.
It's time for us to address that as a serious issue, and to try to see what we can do about it. If a brother think he got problems with one woman, okay. Now I wrote to Honorable Elijah Muhammad about that some years ago. I wrote him in the '60s to ask him about that, okay, and he wrote me back one line. Y'all ready?
Yeah, ready.
The messenger said the black man in America can't handle one woman. That's what he told me. But he just said that because he's talking about how the conditions were. All right? But as we know, you have the sun, it's got 9 planets. Some brothers want to control just Pluto, but you got other brothers who want Saturn, Neptune. They want, a whole bunch of the planets. The sun, they represent the God, the sun. And so it's a individual thing, and it does take special people, and it takes strong people. But like I said, I'm going to discuss that tomorrow about how we can deal with the reality of our lives.
Okay, all right. Thank you, my brother.
Don't forget tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, brother. Don't forget tomorrow at the National Black Theater in Harlem. She got the role right now. She just got off the plane. She tired, she jet lagged, all of that good. She want him to eat. We got to make sure sister get back.
All the Muslims want to eat.
They want to eat. But we're gonna be at the National Black Theater. It's $30 in advance, and if you come in groups of 5 or more, it's $25 each person. Children are absolutely free up to the age of 17. I'll even go to 18, but I want the children in there. Let them in. Let them come and learn. Let them get the knowledge.
So this is going to be a worthwhile conference, a family event, and we're gonna have a few of our vendors there, black people who trying to sell something that we can buy. And I think that you will get some tools that you need to better your own life. the principles that I teach about are universal, and they work no matter what your religion or status in life is. There are universal principles that govern everything, and those are the ones that I know about and that are the foundation of my teachings. And so anyone who comes, any part of it that they take will better their lives.
That's right.
We'll be at the National Black Theater, 2033 Fifth Avenue, between 125th and 126th. Brownie Girl, Mommy and Brownie Girl's going to be there. All the vendors, our African, our Kemetic, our Hebrew village, we're going to be out there. We're going to do it, Muslim village. You want to give a shout out to the family?
Let the people know what you do, too. Tell them what you do.
Okay. Malika Ali, definitely want to give a shout out to my king, Shanbay. My sister's doing well. She's in California now. Yeah, the family's doing good. The Brownie Girl will be present tomorrow at National Black Theater for the event, selling her vegan love brownies. So please do come out and support. I love you, Black Nation. Black Power.
And of course, Abundance Child will be the official chef for the whole event. And Black and Nobel is also there, the whole family. Black and Nobel will be there.
And I'm happy to be here with Sonnet. I seen him on TV, this background. When I saw that, then I knew where I was, okay?
Well,
And,
it's like I have known you for over 20 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I thank you for inviting me. And
just as they told me, as soon as you mention my name, she gonna get on. And he's watching right now. So you
why? Because he's a thief and a robber? Why would I get on a thief and a robber?
He's watching right now. He said, Sonetta, as soon as you tell her my name, she gonna say, where my money at for my video?
Yeah, that's right. Well, he's just a thief and a robber. He steals from a lot of people. But, you know, the other thing is, I think Melchizedek does know the rules of how to eat to live. Because Melchizedek about 100 years old, but he looked good because he following the messenger's teachings, you know.
I'm glad I never stole one of her videos, man.
You didn't. That's
right. Well, you know what, brother? So now we need to stop robbing each other. Steal from the enemy. That's who robbed us. I ain't stole nothing from nobody. But people, they steal me off the radio. They sneak in my lectures and steal me. They rob me. And I don't like that. And them same brothers be in my face like Melchizedek. Salaam alaikum, queen. How you doing? How you doing, queen? And all of that. You know? So, and Rafu, he another one. He's stealing from me, grinning in my face. And you don't have to do that. Think of something on your own and sell it. Go do something for yourself. But we need to stop stealing from each other, period. Not just me. They steal from a lot of people. Fine, you know, it's like the Hidden Color series. Now, we sell those. They're $20 and $25, okay? We're the people that put it together, that work for it, and financed it. But now I go into certain cities, and some of the brothers on the street that put 1, 2, and 3 on one DVD and selling that for $3.
Oh, man.
Yes, wrong. Yes, wrong.
What if I was to tell you that they are selling it for $1 on 125th Street?
I believe you.
That's right.
And that's robbery.
Crazy.
That's just terrible. So I'm saying that's something else we need. That's that old crab in the barrel from slavery. Whoever can get a little bite of the butter biscuit, get a little piece of bacon, they just sell their sister and brother out, you know. And I'm a sister out here trying to do right by our people. But yes, I call out the thieves and the robbers because they need to stop doing that while standing up claiming they stand for righteousness.
Well, Melchizedek, I ain't say it.
That's right. Hey, we're going to be at the National Black Theater tomorrow.
I bumped into him today, but it's raining.
I don't want to bump into him.
No, she going to pull out her gun on him. You play.
And listen, Melchizedek used to be a friend of my first husband, Brother Solomon Ali, bless his name, who was a beautiful brother. And he was a friend of mine. And I thought that, you know, since he was a friend of Solomon's and everything, that we were friends. So I would talk with him and trust him when I come to New York. And then I kind of found out he was stealing and robbing me when I wasn't gone. He was selling all my DVD. He even asked me one day, he said, I would like to have a picture of you and your husband. I don't have a picture of Brother Solomon and you. Could I have one for my personal house? I gave him the pictures. That Negro sold the pictures on the street. He got copies printed of them. Yeah, he ain't nothing but a thief and a robber. Right, you know? Yes, he did.
Mel, brother, I love you, Mel, but come on, brother. We could do better.
I love no thief.
I'm just saying. I didn't know. At least a donation, brother. Stop playing.
He should have been honoring his sister. We both supposed to have been Muslims. Well, there ain't supposed to be no thieving Muslims. That's against every tenet that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught.
Absolutely right.
But one thing you did say, Mel looked good for his age.
Yeah, he got how to eat to live. He got. That's why I be disappointed in him because he got the truth. He know what to practice. And then he would go and do that to his beloved sister, always calling me, Salam alaikum, good sister. Allah is blessing you. I say, well, he was trying to get a piece of it for himself. That's what he was doing. And
And you can sell them. You sell wholesale, right? You do sell your books wholesale if people want, and your DVD.
I really rather sell y'all retail.
But I mean, if people order your book in bulk and for their bookstore.
Order the Black Man's Guide on Amazon.com. Go there, you can get that. That is the one I go through the white people with. It's on Amazon.com. You can get that one. And when you get that book, read it slow, Sonetta. A lot of people get that book, and because it's good, they want to read it all in one night and then go crazy. Read it slow. Put it down. Go back, read a little more. Talk about it. And then you'll be able to swallow that and be able to try to incorporate that information into your life. And I'm not saying that everything in the Black Man's Guide that every black woman did, but all of us are in there somewhere.
That's true. That's it.
All of us are in there somewhere. That's all I'm saying. And we need to correct that.
Let her give a shout out to Sarnetta TV. Sarnetta Studio.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to Sarnetta
Well,
Studio.
listen, as I said, I'm just so honored that you invited me. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I might get hate mail, but I have enjoyed being here with you. And you have been such a gentleman, you and your beautiful family. And I love this room and your decorations and your dedication, because it takes a lot to get up and try to do this, to try to raise up a dead people who hate you every day. This is a very difficult job. But just know that your blessings, they're not coming after you die, because ain't no life after death. You will get whatever Allah got for you right now in this world. Even if it just ends up to be good health, you have been blessed.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
No,
I don't know that. I told you that.
She don't know. Sarnetta Studios support.
Give him a shout out.
Lot of mercy. This is King Simon. Assalamu alaikum, shalom alaikum. I have to keep on bringing all that alaikums and big y'all up. Sarnetta Studio, keep on doing what you do, because we love what you're doing, and keep on doing it well. One love.
Shout out to Sarnetta Studios. He's been doing a whole lot of good liberation work for our people for many decades. And we appreciate you and we love you, brother.
I've known you.
Boy, well over 10 years.
That's right.
Well over 10
Her
years.
and her sister come
Yeah.
through on her 25th. Yo, hey, get that.
Yes,
One last
yes.
thing, Sonetta. One last thing. I really want you to give me something. What do you have to give me in here of all this beautiful stuff?
What do
Give,
you want?
just give me something I can take back with me that I got from you.
Okay, I got
It can be a poster, a
it might be
statue,
money.
a book. It can be anything. Well, no, I ain't gonna ask him for no money. I know he ain't got no money. You don't get no money teaching black people. But if you got anything else, you can give me.
Something nice and African. Whatever.
Yes. I like to take something back for significant people that I meet in my life.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Let me find something I can give you.
Yeah,
A statue or something.
Yes, you got
Oh, here
something.
You go. I'll give you this right here.
Alhamdulillah. Oh, that's beautiful.
That's mine, right?
Yes.
My aunt, the
The
balance.
aunt, yes, that's beautiful.
That's right.
Thank you so
And
much.
It can be used as a weapon
I
too, mother.
love this.
You can use it as a weapon also, mama, if you know what you're doing with it. Chopper.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Thank
beautiful.
you
My eye.
very much. I don't need no weapon. I got the truth. of
That's
it.
right. That's right.
I can
That's-
whoop everybody with that. I don't need nothing else with that. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, brother. I will cherish this.
Hold on. I might not give you that one.
You about to change your
I
mind.
might give you this one.
The
'cause
big
that
one-
This one broke.
She don't want nothing too
See
big.
the
It's
holes
all
right
right
here?
if it's broke. It's all right. I'll take
Which
that.
one do you want?
I want this one.
That's
Okay.
right.
Yes, I want this one. This is beautiful. It's
Yeah,
okay.
And it's easy to carry
And,
too.
yeah, and I'll have this. I can take it back and put it in my home, and always think of you when I see it. I can do
Okay.
that. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah.
See?
See, the messenger said you have to ask for what you want. So I didn't wait till you offered me nothing. I asked you for it.
can't be
Right?
shy.
Yes.
Well, we gotta get out of here, sir. Thank y'all very much.
All right. Thank you, Brother King Simon.
Tell them where to come. Tell them where to come.
Yeah, come up to the National Black Theater tomorrow. I'll be coming on about 6 o'clock. 5:30, 6 o'clock, CP time. But you need to come in there and be ready to hear the truth.
CP time, cosmic people time. That's what I'm dealing with. But we gonna be there. Come on out, yo. Get there early. If you say you seen us on Sarnetta TV, I'll make sure you get that door. Before you won't get the door price. You get the advanced price.
Sonetta, you know this is gonna go everywhere, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I already know. I'm throwing this up tonight.
I know. Thank you.
I know. That's why
Thank
I
you.
wasn't telling you everything I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. Because you vote on that tonight, people think they already seen me. They won't come tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be in
Thank
the
you.
building. Thank y'all for tuning
Thank you.
in.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.